Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to completely reset how we tackle our mornings today. And we're going to do it using just 5 simple, but honestly incredibly powerful quotes. So think of this not just as a random collection of nice sayings, but as a real structured journey, a practical framework for shifting your trajectory from the absolute second your eyes open.
Seriously, take a quick second and reflect for me. How did you start your day today? What was your exact mindset the very moment you woke up? Was it, mashing the snooze button for the 3rd time in a row? Or maybe a rush of anxiety as you opened your phone to see a totally messy inbox? Our days are entirely shaped by those super fragile initial waking moments. Okay, let's dive into this and look at the very first psychological stage of our day.
Section 1. The power of morning. Setting the initial trajectory.
All right, let's look at our first quote. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. I know, it sounds simple, almost too simple, right? But this right here establishes the absolute foundation for every single thing we are going to discuss today. So the crucial point is this specific fragment, one small positive thought. Listen, it doesn't mean you need to solve all your life's massive problems before your first cup of coffee. It highlights the incredibly low barrier to entry for changing your day's trajectory. It can literally be as simple as being grateful you didn't burn the toast today, or just feeling a quick moment of anticipation for a conversation you're going to have later. That tiny domino, it's enough to start a chain reaction that completely alters the entire course of your day.
Moving on to Section 2, taking the first step. Overcoming initial hesitation.
Okay, so you've woken up, you've actually had that initial positive thought. But then, reality hits, doesn't it? You now have to actually get out of bed and tackle the day's tasks, and suddenly you feel that overwhelming dread of everything you have to get done. That hesitation naturally leads us to our second quote. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. This directly addresses that paralyzing feeling you get when you're just staring down a massive project or a deeply exhausting day ahead of you. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. When you try to process every single thing you need to do to reach your goal, you're seeing the whole staircase, and your brain just sort of shuts down. It's just way too much. But when you trade that for taking just the first step, you get actionable, immediate, manageable progress. You're basically trading the paralyzing anxiety of the entire climb for the simple, grounded act of just moving your foot forward, one single time.
So, what is your staircase today? Seriously, what is the specific, monumental task or challenge you are facing right now that is making you want to pull the covers right back over your head? Take a second to identify it, name it, and then stop looking at the top of it. What is the one single tiny action you can take next? Just the first step.
Section 3, starting where you are. Practical execution.
Which brings us enthusiastically to our third quote. Do what you can with what you have where you are. Now, notice the shift in tone here. While our earlier quotes were kind of focused on thoughts and vision, this is highly practical. It's incredibly grounding. It basically strips away every single excuse we ever use to delay taking action.
This quote is essentially a step-by-step manual for immediate daily execution. Think about it like a checklist. Step 1, do what you can. Simply define your actual capacity right now. Step 2, with what you have. Assess your current resources. Step 3, where you are. Accept your current location and circumstances. Guys, it is a brilliant, foolproof formula for getting that forward momentum.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the focus on the back half of that quote. How often do we tell ourselves, oh, I'll start a diet on Monday? Or, I'll finally write that book when I can afford a better laptop? Or, I'll be happier when I live in a different city? This emphatically strips away those excuses. The phrase, with what you have, where you are, tells us that we absolutely do not need perfect resources or a perfect location to begin. Your starting line, it's exactly where you are standing right now. Section 4, overcoming the past, releasing emotional baggage.
It is never too late to be what you might have been. Let's just let that sit for a second. Just absorb its philosophical weight. It carries a deeply emotional resonance, doesn't it? Because it touches on that incredibly universal human experience of regret, of missed opportunities, and of constantly wondering, what if?
I want you to take a second and answer this profound, deeply personal question for yourself in this very moment. What might you have been? Did you want to be a writer? A better friend? Maybe someone who just took more risks? Whatever that image is that literally just popped into your head, hold on to it. Keep it right there. Never too late.
You know, society often tells us that there are expiration dates on our dreams, that if you didn't achieve something by a certain age or in a certain phase of life, well, the window is just closed. This quote completely shatters that illusion. Time and past missed opportunities are absolutely not a barrier to your current transformation. You can decide today, right now, to embody the person you always meant to become.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 5, Embracing Your Future, a Grand Vision. And here is our final and honestly most expansive quote of the explainer: "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." This perfectly illustrates how our step-by-step daily progression naturally culminates in dreaming big about tomorrow. The future isn't just something that passively happens to you. It's a space that is actively claimed by those who possess a very specific kind of vision.
Notice that it doesn't just say the future belongs to those who have dreams. Everyone has dreams. It specifically says, believe in the beauty of them. The future belongs to those who actively, fiercely hold a deep, daily conviction in the absolute worth of those dreams. It's about not letting the cynicism of the world tarnish what you want to achieve. It requires a really resilient, unwavering belief.
Which brings us to the very end of our explainer. I want to ask you, do you believe in the beauty of your dreams as you start today? I challenge you to carry this complete mindset shift from that one single small positive thought this morning all the way to this expansive belief in your future. Carry it forward into every single thing you do today. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Now, take that mindset and go take your first step.